Welcome to Learn to Live Stress-Free. This is Christine Wright with Dr. Robert Wright Jr., your go-to wellness coaches of StressFreeNow.info. Our featured guest today is Ginny Grabowski, speaking about her Alaska Fit Wellness and Weight Loss Program. Ginny Grabowski is the owner of Alaska Fit, a fitness and nutrition company located in Anchorage, Alaska. Since 2008, she and her team of fitness and nutrition experts have been helping Alaskans get fit and understand nutrition, transforming their lifestyles from unhappy and unhealthy into healthy and active. Ginny holds a master's degree in exercise science and health promotion. She has completed 200 hours of yoga teacher training and is a strong first level 2 kettlebell instructor. She hosted a talk radio show on KENI, has appeared on KTUU, worked with the municipality of Anchorage and Providence Hospital, promoting fitness and health to their employees. Ginny's philosophy is, it's not about getting into shape, it's about getting into life. Ginny specializes in helping women 38 to 68 who have been putting themselves last and now are suffering from obesity, lack of energy, and creeping medical issues like high blood pressure and diabetes. Her programs help these women to lose weight, reduce or eliminate medications, and regain their love of life. She is passionate about helping these women because as a young girl, Ginny watched her mom struggle with her weight and was powerless to help her. The lifestyle changes that Ginny helps her clients to implement are real-life solutions to seemingly overwhelming problems. With over 100 success stories on AlaskaFit.com, she is impacting lives daily. Ginny, we're so happy to have you here. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Christine. I'm very excited to be here and looking forward to chatting.
Great, Ginny. We are so pleased to have you today. And audience, you are in for a treat. Ginny is hailing all the way from the fair state of Alaska, and she's going to share with us her story. So, Ginny, just to start us off, please share your story of how you came to create your company, Alaska Fit.
Sure, Bob. Happy to do so. I created Alaska Fit in 2005 was when I first got my business license and started using the name of the company. And it started really, I've had a lifelong passion for fitness and health. I started when I was about 12 years old. I bootlegged a copy of the Jane Fonda workout. And for people in my generation, they totally get that. But I found that being able to exercise on my own and get stronger so I could beat the boys when I was playing on my block, when we played tag or played basketball or whatever, it was really fun and really empowering. And then in 2003, after having run the New York City Marathon in 96 and having done fitness pretty much my entire life, I decided that it was time to start helping other people. And it was just something that I was very passionate about and something that I found was super fun. I had left a corporate job that was not nearly as exhilarating and helped people in a different way. And when I started Alaska Fit, it was really about helping people to see how easy it actually can be to be fit and healthy, because I found that a lot of people were afraid of what they could be and were afraid to get started because of a lot of the nonsense that you see going on in regular gyms and really just feeling intimidated by not wanting to go there and not wanting to be embarrassed by being feeling like they were the only person in the gym who was overweight and out of shape. And that really, I found, held people back. And so being able to help those people to start to make real changes in their lives was just super fun for me.
Great, Ginny. You have a philosophy which I believe the wording is, it's not about getting into shape, it's about getting into life. Can you tell our audience how you came up with that signature phrase and how you incorporate that into your business?
Sure. When I first started Alaska Fit back in 2005, I was looking for something that would kind of encapsulate what we do at Alaska Fit, because really, it's not about how well you do at the gym, and a lot of people get very caught up in the number of the weight that they're lifting or some class that they've mastered, some step that they've mastered in their class at the gym. And that's great, but that's not the point. The point is to do the things in the gym that make you strong so that you can get out and enjoy your life. And for people here in Alaska, that usually means things like being able to go fishing, being able to go hiking and feel great when you get to the top, actually being able to get to the top of the trail or the top of the mountain. And I was working on a newsletter and had gotten close to that phrase and was like, ooh, that's a good one. And just kind of worked on it with a friend for a little while, and we came up with it's not about getting into shape, it's about getting into life. And really that's what it's all about, because when you look better and feel better, your life is just better. Your relationships are better. When you feel good about yourself and you have love bubbling over in yourself internally, it's easy for that to bubble over and spread to every person that you come in contact with, whether it's the person who just cut you off on the highway or whether it's someone significant in your life. When you feel better about yourself, your life is just better.
Wait a second. You can have love for the person who cut you off on the highway. Now, this is really important.
And it all starts with eating well and exercising. Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Great. So Ginny, what brought you to Alaska? I think our audience would really want to know. You know, many people hear about Alaska, and it's this faraway place, and they think it's cold and polar bears, or people, you need a seaplane to get any place in Alaska. So can you tell our audience what made you decide to relocate there, and how did that process happen to you?
Well, I am originally from New York. I grew up on Long Island. I went to college in upstate New York, like most people in New York do. And then I got a job right out of college working in downtown Manhattan for a financial firm, and that was great for a while. And then I discovered the outdoors. When I was about 25, I did an outward bound experience, and that was a backpacking, had everything that I needed for 10 days on my back for a couple of weeks, and that totally changed my life. I came back from that experience to Manhattan and was like, whoa, okay, bright lights, big city, wow, okay. Had to kind of reconcile that and go through a little bit of culture shock when I got back. And then I became involved in leading backpacking trips and hiking, and was working with the Sierra Club in New York. And as I was going into my office job, I would be thinking, if I was in my sleeping bag right now, what would I want to be wearing? Would I want to get out of my sleeping bag? Would I want to stay in it? Would I put on shorts? And when I recognized that I was on my way to someplace I was going to spend 8 to 10 hours a day, and I was thinking about being somewhere else, I realized I needed to make a change. And within about a year, I quit that job and got a job as a tour guide, and was bouncing around the United States and Canada for a summer and loved it, and kind of put the whole fitness nutrition thing on hold for a bit, and then did some around the world traveling. And when I came back, I realized I was going to be in the United States in the summertime, and I really wanted to check out Alaska. And I knew that it rains a lot in Alaska in the summer, and I knew I was going to love it. So I wanted to come up and spend some more time. I got a job up here for the summer working in Denali National Park, which, if you have never been to Denali National Park, you really must go. It is spectacular. It is one of the crown jewels, I think, in the entire country, and quite possibly on the entire planet. And I fell in love with Alaska when I was here that summer, and came back up the following summer, went back to New York in between, came back up the following summer, and then the following winter decided, okay, if I'm going to make this move, I need to check it out in the winter. And came up in January, stayed in a little town called Girdwood, which is a ski town, and that was it. Just stayed. And then realized that if I was, it's so beautiful up here. And the philosophy for most Alaskans is very, you work to live, not you live to work, which is very different from the philosophy in New York. You know, I mean, most of us live to work in New York, and not everyone I know, but a lot of the people that I knew, that was their whole life revolved around their job and how they were going to buy the next big thing, whatever it was. And when I got here, the whole mindset was completely different. And, I look out my window and I see towering mountains every single day and blue water, and it's just spectacular. And it just makes me happy. It makes me smile to be here every day. And then decided that, okay, if I'm going to stay here and I'm going to work in fitness, I need to figure this out. And that was how Alaska Fit got started.
Well, it all gels together very well. And as I listen to you, Ginny, I mean, I hear your passion and your excitement, and I hear how this all seems to fit really well for you. And you said something, I think, that would resonate with a lot of our listeners. you said, you're there at your job, and if you're thinking about being someplace else, then you need to make a move. And you actually made that move. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it was really scary to me to think that I was in my mid to late 20s at that time, and I thought, gosh, if I don't want to be 50 and looking around my same office and thinking, what have I done with my life? And now here I am, gosh, almost 20 years later, which is really scary. and I think I'm so glad I did not stay in that cubicle or in that office, because it's a big, beautiful world, and it is never too late to quit your job and travel or to do what you really want to do in your life. And to me, the idea of not doing what I really want to do in this life, it's way too short. It's to not do what you really want to do. And like I said, it is never too late to make a change.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and you did it with a plan. And, I think, Ginny, this shows in your business because you have a very, very distinctive business model. When Bob and I had been speaking to you and in one of our conversations, you had made a comment, and we were both sort of surprised, that the gym equipment is not the center of your program. We said, wait a second, but you run a gym. How could the gym equipment not be what it's all about? And with your program, that's a part of it, but that's not the central focus.
Right. And there's a few reasons for that. One is that gym equipment can be really helpful, but for most people, it's a little bit limiting. And for our clients tend to need to lose anywhere from, some of our clients need to lose 20, 30 pounds. Some of our clients need to lose like 70 to 100 pounds. And if you need to exercise and you don't sit on a machine, how embarrassing and awful is that? Talk about a huge barrier for people being able to make a change in their lives. That's terrible. And really, in the very beginning, no matter what you're doing, you should be able to exercise, be fit, be healthy, no matter where you are, whether it's in my fitness facility or whether it is in your living room. It doesn't matter. And that really, for me, is, it goes along with that. It's not about getting into shape. It's about getting into life. You should not have to have a gym membership in order to be fit and healthy. And so as we teach people how to be in touch with their bodies and become aware of their bodies, we have become so out of touch. It is amazing. When we talk, especially with sitting at computers all day, we tend to round forward, our shoulders come forward, our chest caves in, we get this rounded shoulder look, and it's happening younger and younger, where that postural distortion used to happen in 40, 50, 60-year-olds. It's now happening in 18 and 20-year-olds. And I remember early on in my career, I had a client, and I put my hands on the back of her shoulder blades, and I said, squeeze here. And she said, okay, I am. Nothing was happening. And I said, no, right here, and put my hands on her, like, squeeze right here. And she's like, I am. I was like, ooh, okay, wow. We have some serious stuff we've got to work on. And we completely changed her posture in the course of about 6 to 8 months because she was able to start moving those muscles. She didn't need a machine for that. She needed to become aware of her body and understand how her body moves. And if you don't have that awareness, it's easy to get on a machine or an elliptical or a treadmill, watch the TV, totally zone out, not pay attention to what your body's doing. And for me, we do the exact opposite of that, which is you need to recognize your body. You need to recognize when you're going too hard. You need to recognize when you're not going hard enough. And you need to recognize when something is going to cause you pain or is causing you pain. Because a lot of people don't, and then they work through the pain, and then they get to injury, and then they're way back farther than they were when they started.
Yeah, that is so true. That self-awareness of where your body is and how you feel. Many people lose that. Bob and I see that from time to time, that people just have very little awareness of where they're stressed or how they're stressed or where they're holding tension. And as you said, equipment is one thing, but you need to know what your body is experiencing, and you need to be in touch with those feelings. So we're definitely going to continue this conversation. Audience, we will be back in a moment on Learn to Live Stress-Free.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Wright Jr., the Stress Relief Doctor, co-host of the Learn to Live Stress-Free podcast series. I'm an author, speaker, and stress management wellness coach. My published study is the first to show the connection between stress reduction, grief recovery, nitric oxide spiking, and the relaxation response. And my practical application of this knowledge helps you relieve the stresses of everyday life. I have the tools to dissolve your pain points quickly and effectively. Email me to find out how you can start to feel better now at stressfreenow.info/contact. That's stressfreenow.info/contact. Have you been procrastinating about completing an important project or pursuing a treasured dream? Christine Wright specializes in helping her coaching clients to lay out clear, elegant strategies. She shows you how to quickly build your confidence to uncover and eliminate your habitual patterns of resistance and self-sabotage. Christine helps you discover those meaningful insights that will get you to do what works so you can celebrate your successes. Go to stressfreenow.info/contact to let Christine know that you're ready to live your ideal life now. Again, that's stressfreenow.info/contact.
Welcome back to Learn to Live Stress-Free.
Ginny, as I was listening to the conversation between you and Christine, what it made me think of was Christine's background in kinesiology and her specialty with ideokinesis. Christine, did you have the same sense when Jenny was talking about she used the term postural awareness, and my light bulb came on, and I said, oh, that is something that Christine has made me aware of, including mechanics. Like, for example, I think we were on 6th Avenue in Manhattan, and right near Washington Square Park, and she saw these two teenage girls, and they were wearing the clothes, the blouses they had on were so tight. Christine was saying in the car, I feel that their body can't breathe, right? And then she started to talk about the mechanics of how they were walking, the way their knees moved, etc. And so now when I see people crossing the street, I look at their mechanics, no matter what they're wearing. So when you were talking, Jenny, it made me, you used that term, postural awareness, and I think that is really a high-level term that more people need to know about, because it speaks to how you're sitting. It ties right into the Alexander technique, Feldenkrais, and all these other things, where even just how we are sitting in a chair, let alone how we're holding our head, when we're standing, the posture. So thank you for that, indicating that now even teenagers are slumping.
Oh, gosh, it's terrible.
Significant.
Well, I think a lot of it, I'm sure this is what you see in your business, Ginny, is that we take our bodies for granted. I mean, that's how people get into this state of being sedentary and gaining weight, that we don't realize our body needs to move in certain ways, and we're just keeping one posture. As you said, people are sitting at a desk at a computer more often. There's no walking in the day, just a very short distance of walking, so our muscles aren't getting the full range of motion and movement that they need to stay healthy.
Absolutely. It's kind of shocking what you see. And especially, for my clients, as I said, they tend to be women who are between 38 and 68, and they have spent their whole life putting themselves last, right? Everyone, especially if you're a mom or you've got a career, everything comes before taking care of yourself. You cancel your time at the gym, you cancel your massage because kid has to go somewhere, or because you feel like something else is more important than you taking care of yourself. And so all of this time goes by, and when you're in your 20s and 30s and having kids, you're not really thinking about it. And then 20, 30 years goes by, and all of a sudden kids are gone, they're out of the house, and you're looking in the mirror, and it's, oh my gosh, who is this person in the mirror? And it feels like it happened overnight, because while you've been living life, you've been neglecting your health and your body. And that's where we get most of our clients. That's probably the number one thing that we hear from them is, just, oh my gosh, I woke up, and insert age here, and everything changed. and it's not that it's happened overnight. It's taken a long time to happen, but that's when we recognize it. Usually on a big birthday, like 30, 40, 50, 60, that's when all of a sudden we realize, oh my gosh, what has happened? And this just happened. And well, it's kind of been happening for a long, long time.
Well, Jenny, you're obviously a mind reader, because you actually already answered my next question, but so then I'll move to the following question, because my question was, what are the common challenges that you observe in your clients. So you just hit that nail on the head. But with that said, what do you find is the biggest obstacle your clients face in making changes to their diet and exercise habits?
The biggest obstacle is mindset. Really, it's the understanding that they can make the change. For a lot of these women, they have tried again and again, or they've either gone up and down quite a bit throughout their life. So gained 30 pounds, lost 30 pounds. They were on it. They were following XYZ program, whatever program that happened to be. And now they're at a place where they're trying the things that used to work, and they're not working anymore. And that really messes with your mindset. And it has more to do with things like muscle mass loss over time and not being the same age as you were when you did those things before. But getting over that mindset, understanding that, yes, you can make a change, is probably the biggest obstacle. So they come in the door and they're like, okay, I think I can make the change maybe. But there's a lot of doubt and there's a lot of concern that they're not going to be able to do it. And since they've been putting themselves last, sometimes us reminding them that they have now made the choice to put themselves first and that it's important to put themselves first is a lot of what we work on. We do a lot of one-on-one coaching, and so we work on that mindset quite a bit with our clients, but really getting to the point where they recognize that when they feel better and they have more energy and they are stronger and that enables them to take better care of all of these people in their life, as they start to notice those changes, that's when we start to see the real change happen. But in the beginning, that is probably the biggest obstacle, is getting their mind wrapped around the fact that, wow, this really can happen for me. Because when you've had
Jenny,
years of...
you're talking, the reason I'm interjecting here is that you're talking and I'm getting goosebumps because I just realized that what you just said is a recurring theme through many of our podcasts. The issue that I'm talking about is the airline metaphor. Put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. And I think for the nurturing person, whether it's a man or a woman, that when a person is in the other mode and they're thinking about the needs of the other, whether it's, how am I going to get my kids through college or how am I going to pay for preschool, or we want to go on vacation but we have a cat and dog, the nurturing personality has a tendency sometimes, as you say, to put themselves last. And when they put themselves first, sometimes they feel guilty. So even when you say, well, gee, you worked 6 days, you could take a half day and just run a bubble bath and do your own pedicure, or just read the book that you've been trying to get to for the last 3 months. And then when the person goes about doing that, they sometimes feel guilty because that is just embedded into their personality, or it's a cultural milieu. So I want to thank you for that, because I think you have really touched on something that keeps coming up again and again. And Christine, would you agree that issue has come up on many podcasts we've done?
Yes, that's very true. And Ginny, what I find attractive about your program is what you said. This is a lifestyle change, that you're teaching your clients more than here's this gym equipment, go on the Stairmaster for this long, and that's the end of it. You really are working to change that mindset. Could you talk a little bit about the response that you've gotten from your clients with this much more holistic and comprehensive approach to fitness that most gyms don't offer? This is something very, unique to your program.
Yeah, and it's funny, our clients have gotten incredible results. We've had people lose 30, 50 pounds and keep it off. And that's my favorite part, is not just when people do it when they're with us, but when they maintain it for 3 years, 5 years, the rest of their lives. That's really the goal of the program. And it was funny because we're launching, we're in the midst of marketing a program we call Finally Fit and Fabulous, where we take our regular program, which is this holistic, we do nutrition, we do stress management, we do all of these things, plus the fitness side with our people, and we even bump that up to supersize it. And so we do things like deliver meals to people and then give them cooking classes and walk them through that whole process. And the reactions from people are great. Sometimes they come in and they're just amazed. Like, really? You do all this? I'm like, yes, we do. Nobody else does this. I know. That's on purpose. Because, like I said, our goal is we're looking at the long-term picture and what are you going to accomplish over the long term. But often we get people who kind of don't believe it because there are so many people out there making promises that they don't deliver on. Things like, oh, we have a nutrition program, and really all they want to do is sell you a bunch of supplements. Well, that's unsustainable in the long run. Teaching you how to eat well and creating those habits is what's sustainable for the long run. So we guarantee results for our clients, which not a lot of places do, but I know absolutely 100% that if you follow the program, it's going to work and you're going to get the results. And that reassurance of the other day I said to one of my friends, I'm like, it's kind of like, for those of you who remember the 80s, Adam Ant had a song called Stand and Deliver, and one of the lines was your money or your life. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what we do. You either get your life back, and if you don't, you get your money back. Because
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and because really that's what it's all about. Like you need to make a change. You need to find a safe place where you can make that change. And being able to do that is really tough to do. There's so many, like I said, gyms and other options out there, and finding the right fit can be a real challenge for anyone, whether it's you're in Alaska or you're in Florida or in New York. And finding that right fit, making sure that you don't give up on finding that right fit, keep going till you find it, is really important. But it's been fun once people accept that really we are here to help you. That's the whole reason that we exist. It's just fun to watch people grow and change and blossom and instill these habits. And my favorite thing is when people come to me and say, oh my gosh, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I know.
Wow, that's excellent. And you said two keywords to me, sustainable results, that because you're offering this comprehensive, complete package, that your clients aren't doing it alone, or they're not trying to figure out, okay, so I exercise, now what? You're showing them how to prepare their meals, the right foods to eat, and you're giving them that 24/7 support so that they know what to do and they can carry it into their life, that it really is a lifestyle change.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
That's definitely a winning formula. Well, Ginny, we want to thank you so much for being on our show today and for sharing with us this wonderful work that you're doing. And would you let our listeners know how they can get in touch with you or learn more about what you do?
Absolutely. The best place to find out information about us is on our website, which is alaskafit.com. We have all of our information there. Talks about our programs, talks about what we do, how we do it. We are hoping to eventually move Alaska Fit out of Alaska, or not out of Alaska, in addition to Alaska, but to have locations around the country. So hopefully one day we will be in a neighborhood near you. They can email us at info@alaskafit.com. If they have questions, they can give us a call at 907-783-1241. And, of course, we are on Facebook. And you can find us just at Facebook.com/AlaskaFit.
Ooh. Can we be in on the private placement?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The private placement on the funding side. Yeah, I'm dating myself. The reason I did that is that for anyone in our audience old enough to remember the show Car 54, Where Are You? The guy used to go ooh when he got an idea. He said ooh. So okay, I'm sorry. All right.
We're dating ourselves.
That's awesome.
So anyone, look up Car 54 if you want to have a hoot of a laugh. Look up Car 54, Where Are You? And it's an ultimate stress reliever when you need a comedy show. So
that's wonderful. So, audience, please take a look at Ginny's website at alaskafit.com, and you can email them at info@alaskafit.com. Or if you have any questions, want more information, give a call at 907-783-1241, and also check Alaska Fit out on Facebook.
Great. Ginny, thank you so very much. This has been a fun interview. What final thoughts or key idea would you like our audience to take away from today's broadcast?
A couple of them. First is, of course, it's not about getting into shape, it's about getting into life. And keep that in mind no matter what fitness or weight loss option you choose, because in the end, how is it going to affect your life? There's so many ways to lose weight that are short-term short-term effective and long-term damaging. So just remember, it's not about getting into shape, it's about getting into life. And really it's more than exercise. So find the solution that is going to work best for you. Get that holistic lifestyle change, because that is really where the power is, and that's where you get the results that stay for the rest of your life, and that's really what it's all about.
Thank you, Jenny. I want to thank you for being our featured guest today. So, audience, I want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank you wherever you are and whatever time zone you're in right now, because what we've discovered is that our show reaches far and wide, and we're in Australia, we're in Japan, we're in various countries in Africa, and of course we're in Europe and Asia and India. And so, audience, we just want to let you know how much we appreciate your presence, and that we trust that you'll benefit in some way from the information that was delivered in today's show. Of course, as always, we welcome and look forward to receiving your comments about our podcast series. Please let us know if there are any additional topics you'd like to see us cover, or if there's a guest who you enjoyed whom you'd like us to invite back. Please contact us through our website with your feedback and suggestions. Remember, listeners, if you'd like to experience the same benefits our coaching clients get with us, including learning how you can get more results in your day and easy ways to dissolve your chronic pain, stress, and anxiety, then give us a call at 954-900-2179. Mention that you heard our Stress Free Now podcast show, and you'll receive a free gift from us. Call today to schedule your free consultation. For Christine Wright, this is Dr. Robert Wright, Jr. of StressFreeNow.info. Until next time, be safe and be well.